If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 475. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Roger, also known as Hitman.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
And we're back after a pretty long hiatus. Last show was
it's more like we're like our first show of 2022, right?
Oh yeah, let's do the exciting
right?
way. Glass half full. Welcome back and welcome to 2022, everyone. We're back.
Our first show.
Everybody else got their first episodes out. We're here now for your last episode.
At the end of January.
This is the second to last episode of January, guys. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's one more. Okay.
Yeah. So
now we should just miss next week just to make it the only episode of January.
But we are back. We're live. Hopefully you guys will be joining us in chat. And why don't we just jump right in the show proper? And if you're watching the show live and you want to bring anything up, drop something in chat and we'll try to address it during the show. But let's just jump right in the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Rex6969 comments. I just wanted to chime in along with a commenter from your last show. I discovered your show while it was featured on Amazon Podcasts as well. Good to be here.
Anybody know
we
how
are the number one adult gaming.
I have no fucking idea. I thought it was like, I didn't even know where to look, and then Selden found it.
You're the guy that posts these. How do you not know?
No, I just put them in the RSS feed. Everybody else just pulls them down. All these aggregators. So, yeah. I just edit the RSS feed, and they all drag it up. So, yeah, it was cool though. I'm glad you got a screenshot of that, Selden, so that we knew that we
it's
meant
legit.
something. Yes, yeah.
We are the number one adult gaming podcast. Ages.
Hey, it just said gaming, so yes.
Yes.
All right, next up, Forked Peen comments, or no, Forked Peen asks, I guess it was real after all. It was good to finally hear Electrify back on the show. Welcome back. Oh, she's not here now. Hasn't been since. So,
yeah, might have to wait another year or another console release.
we just need her to draw another line in the sand, like, well, once the multiplayer campaign comes out, I'll come back, or yeah, who knows. So, all right, Samantha the Great comments. What a wonderful surprise to have Electrify back. I hope she's back for good now. These comments, I put these in the outline so many weeks ago, and they're so not good right now.
He's not coming back, guys. All right, I said it.
I'll bet against it, but yeah.
She's coming back in 25 episodes when it's episode 500.
Oh, everybody's coming for episode 500. We're digging deep. We're gonna break Zoom again. So,
are we gonna hit 500 this year?
Not at this rate, no.
No, not at this rate.
No, because there's 20. If you did it every week, there would be 52, and if we did it every other week, which is our good average, that would be 26.
So
but
somewhere
we
in the
just went 4
half,
weeks
possibly.
off. Yeah, it could be. We might hit it as long as we.
How many episodes did we get last year?
Oh,
That's and I know we can't do that now, but that's the interesting one. Now, how many did we get to last year?
Well, actually, I can pull that up real quick. Maybe I can't. No, I was hoping that the feed was in our search history. Yeah, we'll do it during the after show. All right, and last but certainly not least, Altius asks, with a more powerful PSVR 2 announced at CES, do you think this will help with console adoption of VR? With players no longer needing to make a sacrifice to do VR on a console, will this push Xbox to evolve?
No.
No and no.
Maybe and maybe?
I think...
sometimes I feel like Altius is out in Dreamland. Dreamland.
There's
still nothing has changed in the VR landscape. Nothing. Zero. There are no games still. Like nothing's changed. Like there's nothing's changed. Like I don't know.
What was the game that they announced with PSVR 2? It was a spin-off of what's the game that Yant always says the name of backwards? The one with the dinosaurs and the planets and
Apex?
No, it was
not Apex. Arc.
No, this was a Sony exclusive.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Nah,
Horizons?
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Horizon. Yeah, there's gonna be an exclusive Horizon VR title.
Yeah, it's going to be an on the rail type shooter type thing. I remember seeing the clip for that.
See, we're still not to where like I've been saying that they need to get to. Like, just the fact that you said it's on like, a different version, right? Is it on the rails? Like, just give me the fucking proper game. You know?
Yeah, this one's a game built strictly for VR.
Give me Star Wars Squadrons. You know, like it's the same game. It's just in VR. Like nothing's changed. Like, that's what I want. Like I've said it so many times. Like that's the only way VR.
Shooters with
that's the only way VR is going to take off. Is like if you treat it like every other game and not this own like ecosystem thing. Like I don't know. I'm super I own VR and like I'm still disappointed in it. Like there's barely any games for it, and like I don't know. It's still janky as fuck, and like, I don't know. The technology changes, but like the games don't. Like nobody's making games for it. So I don't know. Till that changes, like, and again, Altius, dude, Microsoft, they've already said they don't care about VR. They're not doing it. Like it's cool that VR PlayStation's doing it, and you know, that new one does sound pretty cool and more powerful, but like. What are they going to be playing it on? Like, what, you know, like, you're going to play all their old games? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
If Horizon's the only new game for it, then everything else might have been built for the janky low-res display, so.
And all the people that have PSVR 1, how many of them are going to upgrade? Like, they've already spent all that money and stuff on the 1. Like, who's going to, like, you know, like, I don't know. Like, who's that geared towards? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe new PS5 people? I don't know.
That's the other thing. Like, not only the barrier for entry on that thing is so hard. Like, not only do you have to magically find a PS5, yeah, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it seems just as hard as it is on every other platform that there is right now. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
It's I don't see it really bringing console adoption of VR into the realm of mainstream. I think it's still going to be a very niche market, especially on PlayStation. And, you know, even though Oculus had a phenomenal year, sold hundreds of thousands of extra, you know, multitude more headsets over the holiday break, I just think it's still very niche. I mean, it's not.
I know a few people that got the Oculus and they play it for like a week or two and they're like, all right, what else can I play? Like they're all coming to me like, hey, you got any? Like, have you tried this? Yeah. Have you tried this? Yeah.
Well, that's also the Quest 2 is multi-year-old hardware at this point. It's already been through 2 holiday seasons, so.
Yeah, I mean, they announced that they're going to have the Quest 2 Pro come out, and then the Quest 3, whatever that's going to be, coming out in the near future, probably a year from now. But I just, you know, it's great technology. I like where it's going. I just don't know if it's really going to be. I don't think the Sony PSVR 2 is going to really push it to everybody's playing only that type thing. So,
yeah. All right. Well, great questions and comments, guys. And if you can either call us at 773-527-2961 or podcast at tooledplay.com and submit your own questions and comments, and we'll try to address them next week. All right. On that, why don't we move on over into what we're playing? Hit, what have you been playing this week?
Playing is a really strong word to use.
What have you
I don't know.
Touched?
I feel like I'm really bummed out with gaming right now. Like I don't know. Nothing seems to strike me as like I'm still playing Halo. Like Halo's probably my main, but even Halo's like I beat the campaign. I did it on Legendary 100%. Got everything, and then it's like, okay, now what? Like I play multiplayer, and like you know, I feel like I can only do that for like so long before I'm like, all right, I kind of did my thing. My objective in Halo now is just to get higher ranking, like placement in ranked, which is challenging, but it only keeps my attention for so long. And then, so like, I don't know, like I went back into the Sea of Thieves, like I played like maybe 30 minutes, like
wow,
same old thing, like, like whatever. All my friends still play Warzone, and I hate fucking Warzone right now. Like that new map that they dropped at the beginning of December, like not a fan. And I realized, I think I know what it is. I don't like these jungle island maps. Like I noticed it in PUBG when their second map came out, was that island one, and I don't know, I didn't like it. Like I feel like I don't like these jungle maps. I think I realized I like the city type
buildings and
modern looking, like aesthetic. I don't know. So like I play every once in a while with my friends just to do something, but like I really don't like Warzone right now. I hooked up the VR thing because like a couple of my friends got VR, so hooked it up, played that again. PUBG. PUBG went free to play. I don't know. I think we talked about it before.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show,
and it's jumped on the charts. Like it has a resurgence. So I went back into that. That was kind of cool. The game runs really well on my computer now. It never used to play this well, but I guess that's what happens after years of refinement.
Yep.
So yeah, I've played a little bit of PUBG, and then I've been playing this new game, which is basically PUBG 2. Literally, it's made by the same guys that left what is it, Blue Hole or whatever they're called, and started up their own thing. And honestly, I don't even know how legally they're allowed to do this, because the game's a ripoff. Like it's basically PUBG 2. Like it's like everything about it, like the HUD system, the game, everything. They just added a couple little newer things. Like there's a couple of abilities and like class based, almost like Valorant, like different classes, and they have little abilities. Like one guy can call in a truck, like one guy has a puff of smoke around him, it's little things like that. So I would play a little bit of that. It's still in closed beta right now. It's a CBT, I think they call it. So yeah, those are the games I've been playing.
What's it called?
Super People.
Oh,
okay. Did I not say it? Sorry.
No, I don't think you said the name.
Super People. If you look it up on Steam, it's called Super People CBT. Closed beta test. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'm at this point where I'm just like trying shit out, like trying old games. Like, I don't know, just
trying to get something that gets you hard again. Yep.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't know. It's rough. Halo really needs to like do something to
new content.
Yeah, like I don't know. That holiday break for Halo was rough. Big team battle still broken. Like, what happened to all these maps they promised? I don't know. Anyway, sorry, not to get on a tangent about Halo. But
all right, so what are you playing?
Let's see. I've been playing Halo also. Same with it. I mean, I went through the campaign twice. Missing one skull, the one that I really want, Birthday Party, but I'm not about to play through the campaign a third time to pick it up.
Which one is that one? Is that the one where you have to like go through the level, not kill any sentinels?
No, it's another one that's on the final levels. It's the
yes, that's the one.
Grunt Birthday Party.
That's the one. You have to go through and not kill any sentinels.
No, that's the one where you get unlimited ammo and grenades.
You have that one, I guess.
Yeah, I have that one.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
But for some reason, I missed the golden room that has the Grunt Birthday Party one twice.
I went through that whole game, and I surprisingly I only missed one audio log. And nice. You know where it was, which sucks. I had to like go back. It was on the very first level. It was the very first audio log I missed.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, motherfucker! When I played that game, I did that whole AI scan thing, like everywhere. Like everywhere I would go, like scan. Am I missing anything? Like, so I was actually kind of proud that I got basically everything except for that one. But yeah, anyway. Sorry to interrupt.
I will say it's a pain in the ass not having a level select. You can't play that last level or that first level unless you restart the campaign. It's just like motherfuckers.
It still counts towards your completion for the other save, by the way.
Yeah,
but
it's,
yeah,
it's still kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I got lucky because it was at the beginning, so like I just loaded up that level, got it, and I was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucked. Yeah.
But other than that, I on the Game Pass they dropped a bunch of new titles on there. I played Hitman 3 for a little while, and played some of the Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Extraction. Maybe we'll talk about that in the new releases, but in my opinion, it's garbage.
Is it really?
It's so janky. It's so bad. And it's squad based. It's PvE. It's just kind of hunky. I just don't like it at all. Put it down. Never played it again. The only other game I played off of Game Pass is called Death's Door. It's kind of it's an interesting little hack and slash type game. So, but it's definitely artistic. It's definitely got the possibilities for winning awards. I think that, but it's a lot of fun. It's just whiling away the hours. So, other than that, not much else I've been playing. So, what about you there, Derek?
Hit there, Derek. Yeah,
I caught that. I wasn't sure. I was like,
yep. I have been playing Halo Infinite, enjoying the shit out of it. I'm not like Hit. Like, I used to play Halo when there was no point. I could just play every night. There was nothing to.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still playing Halo every night. It's just I don't know. I just find myself sometimes dragging myself through it. I don't know.
All right. So yeah, I play that. I enjoy it. And then for my birthday in December, I ended up getting a Backbone 1, the little controller thing for the iPhone. And
somebody clip that, please. Somebody clip
which thing? This thing?
No, like what you said. I for my birthday I got a Backbone.
Backbone 1. That thing is really nice. Like I actually have. I did some Xbox Cloud streaming to it. I tried Halo with it. That's not a good choice. But other games that are on Game Pass, perfect. Some of the games that are on Apple Arcade, it's a nice toy just to sit around in front of the TV and play a game at the same time. So, highly recommend the Backbone. Only $100. So
only.
Oh, think of what you spend $100 on it. It's easy to spend 100.
Yeah, very easy. Yeah. I just bought a $100 toothbrush.
Oh, I have one of those too. Mine was $240.
They give them away free when you go see the dentist.
Does yours have an app that can tell you what parts of your teeth you've missed?
Yeah, is it Bluetooth connectable?
Yeah,
Come on.
You know what it's like, right, bud? Yeah. Selden's like old fashioned. He's like, I need a new toothbrush. I better schedule a dentist appointment.
Give me some baking soda.
But that's all I've been playing, so. All right, on that, let's move over to the shitty new release, according to Selden. Rainbow Six Extraction out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the PC. Selden already said it's shitty, so don't buy it. But
it feels like a really bad Nintendo 64 port. It's just so bad.
Wow.
When was the last time that Ubisoft had a really good Tom Clancy game? I feel like
Ghost
Tom
Recon
Clancy...
Advanced Warfare 2? CRA 2?
I mean, I think the correct answer is Siege, but
Splinter Cell?
I don't know, man. I feel like Siege.
Oh no, I'm just throwing out other games. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Tom Clancy doesn't have the allure that it used to have. I don't know, or are they just making too many games? I don't know.
I just think they're just throwing it out the door as quick as they can make it just to keep the name going. It's just like. It doesn't look like development was very intense at all in this product. It's not shiny. It's not next gen looking. The sound was awful. The gameplay was bad. I'm like,
does it have NFTs?
That's some stories we don't have, but there is a lot of controversy about games with NFTs over the holidays, and a lot of backpedaling on those as well.
I'm gonna say just. It's on Game Pass. You can give it a try, but don't drop a dime on that game, in my opinion.
Right. Wise words from a man who knows games that suck.
Yes. There's better titles on Game Pass.
Yeah, if Selden says a game is shit, like, man, that is
gotta
insult.
be shit.
That is insult. You guys better take some notes.
Oh yeah, it's like you might as well just burn that one off the planet. It's yeah. All right, on that, why don't we hop over into gaming news?
Hold on, before we start, should we leave that one for last? I was just thinking about it now. What do you think?
No, we gotta lead heavy with this.
You gotta lead heavy. All right, let's go.
Yeah, because then if we go extra long, then we can just cut
That's true. That's true.
All right, first story, and I know this comes as a shocker. Microsoft to acquire Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion with a B dollars. This is the biggest gaming news story since forever.
Microsoft bought Bethesda.
I guess yes. Since Microsoft bought Bethesda,
basically, like
yep. Yeah,
over on my Discord, like one of my buddies posted it, and like even Selden like chimed in, and like a whole bunch of people chimed in, and before I even woke up, and I see the notification, I'm like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? And I click on it, and my eyes were like, what the? Like, what? This is fuck. I didn't see this one coming at all. I don't know about you guys. No, I didn't see this.
This was a shocker. I thought they were unattainable. But with all the shit show they're having with their CEO and Bobby Kotick and everything else, like, maybe they
the union stuff and this was the best time. If you think about it, this is the best time for it, like for Microsoft at least, right? Like,
Microsoft definitely probably poached that at the right time. So,
from what I've heard, I don't know what you guys have heard, but I heard that this only came about in about November, and Phil Spencer spent his Christmas holiday break making this happen. Like finalizing the deal,
yep.
To make this happen for January, and like good on him. Like, this is a hell of a deal for them. This changes the landscape ever so slightly.
so much. Like you said your feeling when you woke up and saw the news that you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my eyes like wide opened, like. What? Like adrenaline kicked in. I was like wide awake. I'm like, holy shit! Like
now, imagine how the Sony execs felt when they woke up.
Yeah, so I was saying to some of my friends, like, I would have loved to have been a fly in the Sony press conference room when the fucking news came out, because you just know. And I said this before with Bethesda, that they must have just been like, fuck, all of them. Like, oh, they must have been shitty. Even their reactions to their tweets. I don't know if you saw any of their tweets.
They're still gonna
we
honor all their contracts.
We hope that they honor their contracts. Like you can just tell, like they were freaking out.
Well, Microsoft showed that they honor old contracts, like they did with Deathloop. They honored that contract with Bethesda. We still don't have Deathloop on Xbox, not for a year. And maybe
but Deathloop was supposed to be exclusive, and now it's coming to Xbox.
No, I thought it was only a 1-year exclusive.
Yeah, I thought that we saw rumors that it was going to be a 1-year exclusive, and in fact, all the documents on the back of the boxes or whatever. Indicating for a year.
It's not like at their press conference they're like a 1-year exclusive. Right. No, they just say PlayStation exclusive, and then you have to go find the fine print yourself. But
I think the limited exclusive is how they say it.
This news is blockbuster on so many levels. Like it's
so many.
The other fun thing to do on that day that this was announced was on social media to watch every Sony fanboy freaking out about Call of Duty. It was like a cry fest. Their tears were delicious.
So I wrote down a shit ton of notes over the last week since that announcement, and curious.
Guys, this is the first time Hit has ever taken notes for the show.
Yeah, I've never taken notes before. This is crazy.
Never even going to a convention has he had notes. Now he does.
No. All right, so I like your thoughts on some of the things I've written down here. So, number one, in no particular order, it's just thoughts over the week. I wrote down this neutralizes Sony's Game Pass version, right?
Oh, absolutely,
Like what are they going to add to this clone of theirs now at this point?
It's better than Call of Duty and World of Warcraft and
we have Uncharted.
Not only does it neutralize Sony's Game Pass version, but it also neutralizes. And this is what I find interesting because Microsoft has always said that Sony is not their competitor.
Yep.
Especially recently, they've been saying this. That Amazon, Google, those guys, Facebook, those guys are their competitors.
Yeah,
and I feel like this move.
Chat. Yeah.
I feel like, oh really? I don't have chat up. I feel like this neutralizes them more than Sony because they're not going to be able to add any of these games now to their services that they wanted to introduce, like what Luna from Amazon and Nvidia. Like none of these guys are going to be able to add in these games now, and this is a very like big deal in the game of chess that they're all playing right now, right? So that's what I had down there for the neutralizing of Game Pass.
Yep.
It definitely neutralizes any kind of free Game Pass type of setup. Like obviously Amazon could probably still pick these titles up, but they're going to be sold as titles to be played on their network. Netflix will be able to pick them up, but they'll have to to buy the game separately type thing. It's not going to be included like a Game Pass type of thing. So definitely,
I don't think that's how this is going to work out. I don't think they're going to be able to buy titles. I think it's going to be, and this is another point that I had here. It pushes the idea of convincing Sony and others to allow Game Pass now on their services.
See, that's how it has to flip.
Like especially with Sony, I think that this move was to push. Who's the guy at Sony? Whatever his name is. It pushes them to think about hey, now we might actually have to think about adding Game Pass to Sony in order to get these games now. It kind of forces their hand because if they don't, yes, exactly. I think the Switch is also, Nintendo's also on that list now. It just pushes the idea of hey, maybe we should add Game Pass now because what else are we going to add? Like Microsoft is now taking a large chunk of the gaming selection. So maybe that's what I feel like this Microsoft move is to push Game Pass. Not as just a service, but as something will go on everything now.
Yep.
Right.
So they take their cut from the other developers, and they still get to sell Game Pass. And I don't doubt that at all. Now, granted, maybe in the short term, maybe Sony had already inked some deal with Call of Duty to put it on whatever pass thing they had or whatever. But those are not those contracts are written short on purpose because nobody wants to get tied into a dead system, which is why Google Stadia is losing all their shit this year and next year because they had 1 or 2 year contracts on this stuff.
Right.
And they probably also assumed that Call of Duty was still going to pump out one shit release after another every year. And I don't think that's the Microsoft plan anymore.
Yeah, I don't actually have this on my notes, but I wonder about Call of Duty now. Is it going to stick to its 1 year?
No.
I
guarantee the cadence is going to slow to do good games instead of often games.
Right. Or pushing their studios to the brink, pushing employees to work 80-hour work. Yeah.
No, this now becomes...
and also I think it all, I don't have this written down either, but I think it also spreads out. I don't think we're going to have the type of November that we just had. I think that's now gone.
You don't need competition like that anymore. Now
we're not going to get Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Halo all in the same month anymore. I think they're going to push everything out.
You get to
obviously not Battlefield.
You get to feather in a Halo, and then the next year a Call of Duty, the next year a Gears.
Every month, I think we're going to have a big title. I don't think we're going to have these lulls anymore because of it. And I think that's great for gamers. Another thing that I add on here is
someone wants to say something.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, hopefully 343 is released and they can move Halo over to Bethesda Activision to make the next one.
Wow, that's a pretty dick statement. But
someone came in my stream the other day and made, or Seldon, was it you?
It probably was if it was a Dick thing about.
I think it was Seldon. Maybe was it you?
Somebody finish the thought, and I'll tell you if it was me.
Someone made a comment that like maybe, which I had not thought of. Like I was always like, why didn't they just wait to release Halo? And it's probably because they didn't want Halo to step on what's coming out next fall, right? Or next year, like Starfield or Elden Ring, any of those games that are coming out. Like that's probably why Halo got released when it did, because they were like, hey, we got a shit ton of stuff coming out. Like this is your only chance to come out, and you better fucking take it.
Hit your window, because now with all these acquisitions, they have so many AAA titles. They don't want to be competing against themselves. They were kind of forced to do it with Forza and Halo, and look how fast Forza went from the most played game in Xbox Game Pass history to like now everyone's playing Halo. Like, So they definitely need to space out their own now that they're like a massive content releaser. So
So the other thing I have on here, I saw on social media, and I thought it was a great line. It's no longer a console war; it is now a content war. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about pushing Game Pass and like blocking off like Amazon's and Google's from, like this. I don't think it's a console. Like, as much as we think like, oh yeah, Sony's fucked now. Like,
I still think Sony's fucked.
They're totally fucked. But like, it's not a console war anymore, I don't think. And like, this is big for me because I've been saying it's a console war all this time. But now it's definitely a content war. Like, who's got what?
Who's got the exclusives? And it's fucking Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, Xbox came into this generation say it's no longer about the hardware. It's all about what they can provide as a service, and they're just showing that. And I think it goes right in line with what you're saying. It's no longer a console war.
Yeah, it's not a console war anymore.
They're not fighting Sony anymore. They're fighting the Amazons and that are going to be able to pump out this content.
Yeah, so I agree. Other thing I had on here, I give this one to credit to Duty because I saw him post it, but I had already thought about it before. It was amazing that they kept this a secret.
Oh my god!
Like, nobody fucking leaked this.
No, like this is usually like an industry insider or one of the investment people leaks it or something.
Nothing. Nobody. You know what? And you know how you can prove that it wasn't leaked out? All the people that left Microsoft to join Activision to only now to still be back under Microsoft. Like it's like Rod Ferguson like left Coalition and like to Activision, now he's back under, there's a lot of like the CEO of the co-CEO of Activision, whatever her name was.
Oh yeah, the one that had
the
Bobby Kotick.
Would she have left? That's another thing. I don't actually have this written down here, and maybe Seldon and I can talk about it some more. But this is why Bobby Kotick didn't step down. Like now, it all makes sense. Like everything makes sense now about all this drama that's been happening over the last few months. He wanted a buyout. Like he wants money for leaving.
He wants to take his $390 million, I think, is what.
Yeah, that golden parachute. I saw that laid out.
Yeah, and that Seldon
posted this. My god.
Yeah, Seldon posted this. So all credit to Seldon. He's and it hasn't been made official, but it is in his contract that he's about to make $292 million from this buyout, and that's fucking humongous. That is a huge buyout. Like what a fucking parachute. Like it sucks because like everyone's been calling for his resignation and stuff. But he wasn't gonna leave unless there was an incentive, and this is what it was. Like he wants his 292 mil. Like,
but you also can't just say that he was like, oh, I need to leave, I want to do this. Like the whole board had to approve this thing, so which is probably why it's at $68.7 billion. Like the board was like that. Okay, this is pretty good, let's all bail out at this point. But
I feel like if he wouldn't have sold and he would have stayed on course, it was just a matter of time before the pressure.
Oh, he would have been ousted, especially with the unions forming now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, with the union stuff. Like, this it all makes so much sense now. Like everything is so much clearer now. It's crazy. The other thing I have on here is like questions I have for myself. Is how are they going to handle all their services and game launchers? This is a question for you guys now. Is this the opportunity to overhaul everything and like unify it all into like one house now? Like,
oh yeah, you can't
because
have
like
the
there's a
launcher.
Blizzard app. Yeah, there's like they had remember how they had Destiny on the Blizzard app and the Call of Duty's there, and like, is this a chance to like get everything under one, or are they still gonna like separate things?
No, you could still put all this under Game Pass on PC, and or not Game Pass, on the Xbox app under PC, and you could buy them from the Xbox store, and you could launch them from the Xbox app just like you can Xbox PC games.
See, like I feel like yeah, that's a simple solution, but that Xbox app is terrible. The Microsoft Store is terrible. Is this a good time to like maybe like fix all these?
Are you in
problems?
any of the early access rings for the Xbox app on PC?
No, but like I'm talking like Microsoft Store is famously known for being a disaster.
That thing's terrible, yeah. But the Xbox app is probably going to be the thing that replaces
that thing is also a disaster still. Like in comparison to like Steam, even the Activision app, like it's nowhere near as good as those guys.
All right, but Steam has its own downfalls. Like you have a Steam app on your phone, but you can't redeem Steam. No, you can't redeem Steam codes from your phone and install shit on your PC. That's dumb as fuck.
I mean, I guess that's a feature. Like I'm just talking about like it working. Like I had to buy. What was it? Was it Sea of Thieves, or I had to buy something because it was broke. Oh, Master Chief Collection. It was broken on the Microsoft Store. I remember when I kept telling you every time I turn on my computer, it uninstalled the game.
Yeah.
Like I was like, fuck, I hate this. I'm just going to fucking Steam. Anytime that I go to Steam for anything, it works perfectly. Like, same with Halo. Like the other day, there was something wrong with the Microsoft Store. So I'm like, fuck, man, I just want to play Halo. I installed it on Steam, boom, back in. Like it's everything works so much better on Steam when it comes to PC.
Well, they're used to like, PC.
I know, I get that. So that's why I'm like, is this a good time for them to like maybe fucking overhaul everything, put everything into one house and make it work properly, and instead of like, all these separate.
If they don't, they're missing a huge opportunity.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Steam?
No, just I would love to see that. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Hey, I never thought Microsoft was going to get Activision.
And then my last note is I figure most games will go. This is the exclusive question.
Yep.
I figure most games will go exclusive, but I feel like COD won't. But like, what do you think? Like, how do you think the landscape changes now? Like now, given that we've gone through the Bethesda thing, and like we know what their messaging is, like we know they're not saying anything until the deal's final, that like things are going to be exclusive, just like they did with Bethesda. Like the moment that deal goes through, I feel like that's when they'll tell us, okay, bang, this and this is exclusive, this is not, and this is our plans moving forward. So what do you think? Like what becomes exclusive, what doesn't?
So I think that they're going to hold out for a reasonable amount of time, perhaps one of these new shortened console generations, and say through the current generation, we're gonna PS5 will be Call of Duty will be on all platforms. Come the next generation, which now we know that they don't want this to be a 5-year cycle. They want this to be a 3-year cycle and crank out multiple pieces of updated hardware. So you're not playing on massively outdated hardware compared to PC. I think when that generation comes, they're like, no, sorry, PlayStation 5 can't handle it because we just put out something 3 years after the last thing, and it's now an Xbox exclusive. So.
Yeah, like I don't know. For me, I feel like we've seen it with like my Minecraft.
So Minecraft's and everything. Starfield is only on Xbox.
Yeah, but yes, that was one of the ones that came from Bethesda. That like that makes sense. But I feel like examples like Minecraft, like it just doesn't make any sense for them to make those exclusive because they just lose out on so much money, right? Like that's why I don't think COD we'll go that route because there's so many gamers on PlayStation that like they're just gonna be losing out on so much money. Like COD is one of the highest what's the word, grossing
games, yeah,
on PlayStation, like number one, I think. Like why? Like it'd just be dumb to get rid of that money, that cash flow, right?
No, because
But like I can see, I can see. So that's what I said. I can see some games going exclusive and some not. Like example, like right off the top of my head, I think Overwatch, StarCraft, what's the other one?
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. Like I can see those going exclusive. But like COD, I just don't see that one going exclusive.
I don't know,
especially with Warzone. Like I think maybe Warzone will stay cross-platform, and the multiplayer will at some point maybe switch to the exclusive. But like, there's got to be a point. Like they spent $68 billion. Like they got to recoup their money somehow, and this would be a good way to.
Microsoft sells a lot of other shit to recoup money, but I honestly think that even though this is the content war period,
right?
I think that Phil Spencer still wants to win the console war.
And, yeah.
And when it comes time for the next generation console, that's when the other shoe drops. It's like, no, you can buy the PlayStation 6, but it's not going to have Call of Duty. It only has first party titles. Boom.
The one interesting thing that I heard on Giant Bomb, they were talking about some of the stuff. And I didn't know. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but when they did the Bethesda deal, they ended up forming a division that their sole purpose was to figure out the mathematics on different scenarios. Like, what if we made all Bethesda games exclusive? What if we made some, like all the different solutions, and then they presented their findings to the higher ups, and then they decided that this is what we're going to go with, or what they suggested they were going to go with. I feel like they'll just do the same thing for this, given like what they did with it, and figure out like how much they're gonna lose. From what I heard on Giant Bomb, and don't quote me on this, they said that the cost for the Bethesda stuff was gonna end up costing them like 500 million over a certain span of time. So they figured like that, it was good enough of a not incentive, but risk. To try out to see like if they could recoup some of their money. So that's what I heard. I figure they also figure that they'll do the same thing with this. They'll form a group, figure out like how much is it going to cost us in the long run to make most of the stuff exclusive to get back our money.
And if making it exclusive in 1 year or 2 years and 3 years.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Next generation. Like, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is what, when people go to school to be an actuary and those ultra math nerds, you're like, what did they even do? This is the kind of thing they do. They take things that are non-tangible and they run simulations of hundreds of possible scenarios, and they're like, no, mathematically this is how it works, and there's no other choice. Just do it. It's like when you play blackjack in a casino, you follow basic strategy. Over 10 million hands, you pan out every time. There's no sense. You don't have any choices in blackjack. Every choice is preordained. And it's the same thing. Like, these guys calculate all the permutations, and they're like, oh, you know what? We should be, with Sony for the first 2 years, and then in the third year we pull back Call of Duty, but we leave Warzone, and then in year 5 we pull back Warzone, and then
pull back Warzone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that guy doesn't even know what any of these things are. All he does is sit all day and do math, but he's the most important guy at the company. So
yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's how it'll go down too. Yeah. Sorry.
I personally would like to see it go the opposite way. I'd like to see it, them come to the realization that selling the content, no matter what platform you play it on, is going to be more beneficial to them.
But this goes back to what I was saying about the pushing of Game Pass. If they make things exclusive to Game Pass, then it just forces the Sonys
and the
Activision
to come around. Yes.
Yeah. To like, hey, well, might as well. Yeah. That's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this move is mainly for Game Pass rather than for the content, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see maybe timed. I would hope maybe timed exclusives, but the period of time is important. Instead of the 1 year timed exclusives, maybe drop it to 6 or 3 months, but it's really hard at this point to see what they're going to do I mean, yeah, I mean, traditionally you would expect them to make as much stuff exclusive to the Xbox platform as possible, but we're in a different platform going forward. We're looking more cloud gaming, more streaming. You know, the hardware. The hardware doesn't really matter that much in about 5 to 10 years as it does now. So next generation, they may be platforming more on the cloud rather than actual physical media. So it would lend to. Yeah,
it's
I mean,
like,
it's going to lend to selling it wherever they can and making as much off of Game Pass as they can. So if they can get Game Pass on more platforms, if they can get the cloud streaming on more platforms, I mean,
I don't know. It's still not there yet, though, Selden. Like 10 years is at least 2 more console generations. I'll tell you, pull out your PC, attach your controller to it via Bluetooth, and try playing a game of Halo right now, even with a gigabit a second connection in both directions with 3 milliseconds latency. That playing it on cloud streaming is not. You turn from God to piece of shit in about 5 seconds.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
We're not quite there yet. We're there for Forza. We're there for volleyball games. We're there for sports games. We're not there for shooters. Not in the fucking least.
But I do think for Game Pass as a whole, that subscription model, like, yeah, just pushing those guys to get Game Pass on those networks, I feel like is the ultimate goal. Yeah. No, like think of this analogy. It's like there's like a small town, right? And I have tons of money, and I come in, and I can't buy the small town, so I'm just gonna buy the water company, right? And then slowly start like turning the water off to the point where like the town starts starving, and they're like, "Oh no, you guys are running out of water." And then you'd be like, "Look, I'm selling bottles of water over here. Like, come get your water from the store over here. I'm selling the bottles." You know, it's kind of like that with Game Pass. It's like they're gonna slowly turn off the tap to the exclusives and like only offer it on Game Pass. Like, here's the bottle of water. It's over here. Like, you can still you won't get the water from the pipes anymore, but you'll get it from these bottles that we're giving you. You know,
I mean, and that fits into like the Netflix and the Hulu subscription model where you can only get certain series. Disney Plus, you can only get certain series and only shows
you subscribe,
on those subscription models. So exclusive to the subscription model, I can.
Now I'm going to flip this a little bit to give you one other point that you probably didn't think of hidden. It's not in your notes.
Sure.
So now these studios that they own, let's say that if you don't develop for Switch and for PlayStation and for this, now you have a lot more resources to only develop to one platform, or two if you count PC. But really, we know that if you're only doing PC and Xbox, it's literally a compiler difference in Visual Studio. You just boop, boop, make the other binary and everything's good.
Give me an example, because I actually didn't think about that.
All right, so
what studio did they buy? Do they make games for other?
So let's say you're doing Call of Duty, and you usually make Call of Duty, and you have a team that does the Xbox port and the PC port, because those two come for free, and then you have a separate team doing the Switch port that has to deal with all the Switch libraries and making things work and optimizing the title for Switch. And then you have the same thing for PlayStation, and it's both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. The Xbox, you can do Xbox One, Xbox Series blank, and the PC with one button compile. But all these other things, so now you've cut out half of your development effort to only develop for PC, Xbox, whatever, and no other platforms. So imagine to put all those resources together just on your flagship releases, how much less a load that is and how much less expensive that is.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, if they go that far with it, yeah. I mean, it focuses a lot of more studios on just working on their platforms. Yeah.
Because if you do this Game Pass everywhere thing, you still have to devote resources to developing for these other platforms. If you don't develop for them, your game dev cycle goes, like, you just put all those resources back on the primary platform, which is one code base that can cross-compile for PC, Xbox, and Xbox Series blank.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So the software developer side of me thinks of these things, but
of course.
But that's not what most people think of when it comes to this. They're like, oh,
no,
yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I mean, but that's if they go real hardcore with it and be like, all right, no more Switch development, no more PlayStation development, just only our shit only. Like, yeah, I guess over time. Yeah. The one funny thing I found was how Microsoft came out and they're like, don't worry, Sony, like we're still gonna hold up our deals with Call of Duty and stuff. Like they gotta say that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like they got it. It was just like how it was with Bethesda. Like
and they did.
Oh yeah, it was still, and they're gonna once that deal goes through, that tone's gonna change real fast.
Deals up,
like,
sorry,
yeah, there's complete ours. One last thing I just remembered I wanted to bring up, and I noticed it wasn't a story just now. Selden, you brought this up. I think you posted it in both the Discords, possibly. The day after they announced it, the U.S. government was like, "Hey, we're gonna look into these monopoly purchases and blah blah blah." Like, do you think that there's a chance the deal might not go through? I think Selden will say yes. I don't think so. I think it's too late. Even though this deal, I think this deal is done in fiscal 2023, which is like June 2023 or something like that is when it ends.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Is this going to be
at a novice's look at it? The current the current monopoly laws really don't pertain to a software-based, a conglomeration of companies. And I think Microsoft played it right by saying we're going to still honor these deals. If they came out and said no, we're instantly blocking it from going, that gives whoever's looking at the monopolizing of the software companies in the gaming industry, that would give them a bigger step. I don't think it's going to really play into this, but it may play into future, possibly.
As soon as Microsoft pulls the trigger on these things, then they're going to start looking at these in the future. But yeah, right now, Microsoft still keeps all these as internal development studios. It's not like they're like, we're going to take guys from World of Warcraft and have them work on Halo or any of these. They keep all these entities internal but separate. Yeah. So
and that was actually another thing I was going to bring up. Like, do you think they get rid of the word Activision Blizzard? Like, is it just now individual studios on their Xbox? Like, because Phil Spencer, his title's changed now. He's now CEO
of gaming.
Gaming. It's no longer Xbox division or. That's another question I had when we were talking earlier.
He's another CEO. Most companies only have one CEO.
Yeah, like they all report to him, and they show the picture. By the way, a lot of women on that board. Very cool.
Yes, I tweeted that.
But like, is Activision going to still have their own CEO that reports to him?
No, you can't have a CEO at that level. No, that person becomes a director of something. Having gone through plenty of acquisitions myself in my jobs, your CEO becomes a director at the new company.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, are they gonna still keep them separate, or are they all just gonna? Because I'm not even sure how the Bethesda thing is working out. Like, is Bethesda just now gone?
No, like, Bethesda's still Bethesda, but it's a studio.
The studio's under Microsoft.
Under Microsoft. It's a Microsoft. So they maintain that verbiage to make. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this is for the federal government. So.
Yeah, I feel like that's how they get around being in a monopoly, right? Like, because they got in trouble for being a monopoly like decades ago, right?
Remember when we had to like not have Internet Explorer bundled with Windows?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Lots of dumb shit happened because of that. We couldn't get an antivirus built into Windows.
Do they change the name eventually of Game Pass? Like, is it just going to be Game Pass?
I feel like they're working on moving the word Xbox out of
Xbox, right? That's okay. Because if they want that service to go on, say, Nintendo or Sony, like it can't have the word Xbox on it, right? I just don't see how they they buy into it if it's got the Xbox branding on it.
Like, look at Xbox Live. It's now live.
Live, yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Microsoft Game Pass.
To close out, I think this is a crazy time to be a gamer. I mean,
it's crazy good.
Yeah.
Unless
by the way, we didn't even talk about any of like the negative sides of Activision. Like, does this make things better for Activision and all the drama that they're going through? Like, hopefully Microsoft gets in there and cleans up that.
All this.
Like that. What's the word? That culture.
Yeah,
culture.
The culture is going to be forced by Microsoft at this point, and Microsoft, as you pointed out from that org chart, Microsoft is an equal opportunity hire from genders to races to everything. That org chart is like nothing you've ever seen. You would never see it at Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard would be a bunch of fat old guys and no women at all. So, and most of them would be white. So yeah, this is a new change, and
now you know why I want to only talk about this. It's 9:05, and we have only talking about one news story.
All right, I'll carry over the other news stories to next week.
No, it's fine. Let's power through these.
This will be a rapid, non-deep dive into these. All right, I'll just introduce them all then.
No, I want the second one.
Oh, I want the second one.
Oh, God damn it.
I'll do them all so that there's no fighting among the kids.
All right, fine. All right.
Next story. Halo Infinite credits will be earnable in the Battle Pass for Season 2.
Yippee, motherfuckers.
Yes. So
I said that was one of the biggest problems with the first one. I'm like, I can't believe they didn't offer credits in the Game Pass.
See, I forgot what you said. You said, what was it you said in my Discord? You said, where is it?
They're finally listening to their fans, or
where was it? Sweet. Looks like they realized they messed up. I don't think they messed up. I just think that
it's being honed.
Their model proved not to work. People were pissed, and I don't think they messed up. It's just it didn't work.
Your Battle Pass can't be all dress up.
Yeah, the Battle Pass was obviously broken and not thought out to a workable thing, and I think they're correcting it. And
people were just used to a certain model, and now they tried to change it, and it's like, no, man, people don't want to change.
People just don't want to dress up. Yep. All right, next story. E3.
By the way, Season 2 is in May. By the way, fuck, man, that's like forever.
They extended this thing way out so noobs could finish it. But yeah,
that is a messed up Celtics. Sorry.
All right, E3 will
Battle Pass never expires. Who cares? Get the second one out.
E3 will be online only this year. Does this surprise anyone?
No.
Is it bad for E3? Yes. Is it E3
you know why?
Dead? Yeah.
You know why it doesn't surprise you? Because we're still in a fucking pandemic.
Yeah, E3 is this may be one of the last lives of E3, but we'll see.
I said before, I'll say it again. E3's dead.
I love E3, but we'll see. All right, next story. Microsoft Game Pass tops 25 million subscribers. Actually, it is called Microsoft Game Pass. It's not called Xbox Game Pass anymore. So, yes, hit as a point to your previous thing. But that's a fuckload of subscribers.
Okay, so last time we had this story, does anyone remember? What was the number they were at?
It was
I feel like it was like 19.8. Oh, that was like 18.19.
Oh, there may have been an interim.
I feel like we had this story like about a year ago. Yeah. I'm interested to see this number after Activision. Yeah. Yep. I feel like it'll be at 50 mil, if not higher.
Yeah. This is baller news. So,
I still think that's kind of low. I still think this is way too low.
Oh yeah.
Like, given how many Xbox Series X's and S's there are out there, and Xbox Ones, it's still a very small fraction.
But see, not everybody understands the value of this. There's still
I know.
Go out and buy games. They're like, well, I only buy 1 game a year, and then that person buys 2 games a year, and they would have been better off getting Game Pass.
Yeah,
So and now with the Activision Blizzard coming in, maybe the second game they buy is not a Microsoft game. It was an Activision Blizzard game, but now it is a Microsoft game, and it's part of their Game Pass, and maybe that's gonna increase this number exponentially. So,
yeah, the first big game from Activision Blizzard that makes it onto there, you're going to see that subscription number jump, I think, big.
Yep.
I wonder about the console sales too. Like, I wonder when that will start to maybe flatten out or even surpass. I don't know.
I'm guessing a year or two, but
yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it again after Activision's thing's gone through.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right. Next story. Xbox Series X/S is now the best-selling Xbox generation. Now, this story took me by surprise. Because I figured they were selling less because of the shortage. But
I did not know this. But I was looking through the console sale numbers about a week ago. Mm-hmm. I was actually surprised that the Xbox has made ground on Sony. They're still below, but they're not as below as I thought they were.
Like, I thought it was not as affected by the component shortage. No,
I feel like it was like I felt like they were like when the generation started, it was 2-1, and then I thought it went to like 1.5.
But now
they're only a couple. They're only like a couple mil behind, and it's like, oh, they've really caught ground.
Yeah, Microsoft and now somehow has the supply chain under control.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's still really hard to get a PlayStation. It's still really hard to get an Xbox too, but not as hard.
I don't know. I keep seeing photos on my feed of people in Target, and there's like 6, 8, 10 Xboxes there. So yeah, Microsoft's figured something out. Maybe they're shipping with the wrong parts, but we'll only know once we get the Red Ring of Death scenario. So
no, don't say that.
I think they made a good choice of creating 2 different levels of the S and the X.
Yep.
That way the components for the X aren't being consumed by the S.
Yep.
Whereas the digital version of the PS5 is the same internals for the most part as the
different GPU, different exactly. Yep.
So I think that helped them out with their supply chain issues. So
yep. All right, and last but not least, bonus story. NVIDIA plans to make 1440p 360 hertz the new esports standard. So I didn't see this coming. I always figured it was going to be 4K uncapped.
Now, but what does this mean, esports standard? Like, as in, like when you go to events, this is what they're gonna have.
This is what they're gonna play at. Yeah. So
it's not like at home.
No.
Right.
This is like HCS. This is Overwatch League. That's the graphics cards drive these standards, and that's who's pushing this. So I don't. I'm more of a resolution guy and a frames guy. So I would rather play at 4K uncapped than 1440p at 360 hertz.
Correct. I am also of that boat.
Okay. This is rare hit.
But to also realize we are a very small minority. If Duty was in here, he would be making fun of us.
He'd be like 1440.
He's like,
fucking 700 hertz. Yes.
You guys are idiots. He's like 1080p. Turn off all the settings to lowest, maximum frame rates. That's Duty. I got no offense to Duty. He's all about frames. He doesn't care about resolution, and he lowers everything. He famously says, "I spend like thousands of dollars to turn everything off."
Yep. No, he's a different beast, but yeah.
For me, maximum full bore. 4K uncapped. I do 144 because that's what my monitor does.
Yep.
It's just ultra settings. That's what I was playing Pubg the other day. 4K 144 ultra. The game fucking looks gorgeous. I fucking love it.
Yeah, like I don't want a game to look bad just to get the frame rate up. Like there's a comfortable medium. Like 4K and you're getting 180 frames per second or whatever is to me still better than 1440p 360 frames per second. So
my GPU died out at the beginning of December, mid-December, and I threw in my old GPU, and I had to like lower everything, and like I tried playing at 1080, and I don't know.
The game looks like crap. It looks like you're playing on the Xbox, the original Xbox.
It looks like it looks like shit. Like I don't know how people do it. Like I even had high frames, and it's like this just looks terrible. Like it was rough. It was rough. I don't know. Yeah.
So maybe obviously he needs glasses. Like maybe he just doesn't notice the loss of detail.
Maybe he just doesn't know. Like maybe these guys just don't realize how much better 4K is. But and it could also be that I'm just so used to playing at 4K now. But like it was rough, man. 1080 just seems like such an archaic resolution at this point. Like even Xbox does 4K now, man. Like I don't know.
You might as well play at 360p. Fuck it, whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up gaming news.
That was good. I like this.
That was good. Yeah.
Lightning round.
Rapid fire news story. Lightning round. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have any news, if any of you have news stories you want us to talk about next week, give us a call 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooledplay.com. You can also comment in this episode's thread on the Tooled Play homepage. And sponsors, if we had them, we'd pimp them, but we don't, so we won't. But if you want to sponsor the podcast, smallest thing to the biggest thing, you want to sell cars, you want to sell like your wife's Etsy shop, 773-527-2961, podcast@tooledplay.com, and we'll take whatever you want to sell. Twitter us up. You can find everything podcast related, twitter.com/still_got_game, everything Tool Player related is twitter.com/twitter.com/tool
hold out, man. Breathe.
Yes. Yeah, I was trying to do it without breathing, but that was not a good choice. Facebook the podcast, facebook.com/tooledplay. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tooledplay. That's where you can find all of our archive video content, whether it's Still Got Game, whether it's Hits Quick Hits, whether it's Seldon's Cam Show. Everything is there. So youtube.com/tooledplay, subscribe, and that is like our Disney Plus. Go there and you can watch everything. Please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. Give us 5 stars. You get an extra 5 seconds. Like, write something nice. Hey, these guys are gods. Hey, I love their fucking handling of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Just write something nice. We're on Twitch at twitch.tv/still_got_game. That's one of the many places we broadcast live each and every week. So go there and follow us, and we'll all have a good time together. We have a Discord for the show and everything related to the show tangentially. That's at discord.me/stillgotgame. No spaces, all lowercase. That once again, that's discord.me/stillgotgame. And we all have our own shit. So where's your shit at?
Yeah. So if you want to follow me on the multiple social medias, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. Just the easiest way is just go to Linktree /i6hitman. You can find all my social media stuff on there. Yeah, follow me there if you're looking for me.
Thanks. Seldon?
I don't have much going on, but I do have my Linktree up and it's updated. So you can follow any of my socials on there. And get in touch. Join the Discord. It's definitely a lot of fun. Like to get the conversations going. So join us over on our Discord.
Are you going to give people the Linktree?
Oh, it's Linktree/Seldon007.
Okay, there you go. Yes. Sometimes we have to help each other out when we forget to say the thing, like when Hit forgot to say the name of the game that he was playing. And you can find all of my social shit at Linktree/Derek Nolan, including all of the show's things in case you missed all those when I was saying them as fast as humanly possible. So Linktree/Derek Nolan, and you'll find all of my social shit there. And I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night live, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tooledplay, facebook.com/tooledplay, and twitch.tv/still_got_game. And on that, why don't we wrap this first 2022 episode up? I am Derek T. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Roger, aka Hitman.
Seldon's muted. Like a novice.
I'm Chris Seldon, 007 Seldon.
Where's Electrify?